only thing we have to
Beer.
is
Beer.
itself.
Beer. So many choices.
Only no function beer well without.
Woohoo! Beer!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Busters, where we're going to bring you the news and reviews of some wonderful brews. My name is Dan Baker, joined shortly by my co-host and brewologist Steph Hefner, and our from entertainer, Wayne Baker. This installment brings you the exciting conclusion to our antics on location at Brewphoria 12 at Canal Street Restaurant and Pub in Reading, PA. You may remember last time we had interviews with breweries such as our friends at Evil Genius, Stouts, Golden Avalanche, Chatty Monks, and more. Sit back, crack open your favorite brew, and we hope you enjoy the final few segments from our time at Brewphoria 12. So now we are happy to welcome to our table here at Brewphoria. We have Greg from Weyerbacher, and we all know and love Weyerbacher. But Greg, this is the first time we've met you. Thank you so much for coming out here and sitting down with us.
Thanks for taking a few minutes.
Yeah,
really appreciate that.
We were looking forward to it. This is my first time at Brewphoria, and Steph has told me pretty much what to expect, and I thought it was really cool that Weyerbacher always has some sort of big release that he saved for Brewphoria, or some sort of big
special beer
the
that
special
everyone
beer.
anticipates.
And I could tell when it was going to happen because we saw everybody funneling through into the room. There was a line to get back there, and I knew it was time. We're glad you were able to come out here and tell us about it.
Thank you. So each year, this is my personal second year of being at Brewphoria, and twice during the night, we'll release a special beer that's limited or unavailable at the brewery, something that's extra special, something that's not available to the general consumer. So we bring that here for these guys. We've got such good support here at Brewphoria, and we really want to make it a really good event for all the participants who are coming over. So this evening, our first special release is called Cassiopeia.
From the Constellation series, right?
As in the Constellation. So it is the Brewers Select series. So what the Brewers Select series means is this is for lack of a better example, let's call it our experimental series.
Right.
Where our brewers can really go wild, think up some really interesting beers and really just produce them, but it's going to be on a smaller scale. And when we release those, there really is a limited number of cases available, and they don't last very long, maximum just a couple of weeks. On occasion, they'll last just a weekend or two. So Cassiopeia was released about a month ago, and it's an American-style barley wine. And in this particular beer, the brewers decided that they wanted to add oranges, cocoa powder, and cocoa nibs as well. And this actually ended up clocking it at 10.9% alcohol.
Oh, boy.
That's
Yes.
a big one even for Weyerbacher.
Now, it's interesting that you say that. Honestly, we really don't plan to release beers with such high alcohol content. It just happens that way.
Yeah, it's the way it
A
works.
session beer at Weyerbacher is like 8%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
Now, incidentally, just this past summer, we released the Tart Nouveau,
Oh, yes.
which
yeah.
is our Berliner Weiss at 3.8. So I have
Yeah.
to put that out there
Yeah.
while we're
And
talking.
it was amazing.
It was really good, yeah.
Yeah, we had that. We recorded up at Weyerbacher just about a month ago or so.
Yes, we
and,
had that when we
that was
were
when
with
we had-
Natalie and Christian.
Yeah.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
was really good.
So would you guys like to taste some?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Excellent.
And it's a much more interesting constellation than the last
The
one.
Canis, what was it? The Canis Minor? It was
With
just
the
a line.
line.
Right.
The single line.
Well, incidentally, I know a lot of people that have come into the brewery. I'm actually one of the tour guides
Okay,
at the
yeah.
brewery during the
Uh-huh.
weekends. And I've had numerous customers come on in and say, hey, I see the W, which is what the constellation looks like. I see the W in the sky in the winter, and they actually know where it is. I'm like, well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
the Brewers Select, the naming conventions that we used, people are actually noticing it. So that's pretty good.
That's pretty awesome, yeah. And I really, oh, wow. I just took a sip. That's really
Yeah,
awesome.
I haven't taken a sip yet. It
I just
smells
stopped my thought for a
fantastic,
second
though.
there. It's really, really good. I love these sort of Brewer Select type series, like the Constellation series
Oh,
or like
wow.
Troche Scratch series, where the brewers are just allowed to experiment and kind of, those ideas that you wouldn't want to put into a huge production just in case, but they're usually gems.
And they can go crazy, and I think that's one of the passions that the brewers have, where they are actually able to go and do something a little bit out of the ordinary. I personally, I drink this, and in my head I imagine that foil-wrapped chocolate orange on
Yes.
during the holidays that you smash it and you eat the pieces.
Yeah.
It's chocolate. It's one of those chocolate oranges, and I think it's great.
It's one of those chocolate oranges, but with a kick.
Exactly. And I find it to be subtle but not subtle all at the same time.
Yeah.
So
it's funny because it is. What did you say? It was 10.
10.9.
10.9.
10.9, so almost 11. And
Yes,
it's not,
that does round to 11.
Very closely.
It's not one of those beers where you're like, oh, it doesn't taste like it. You do taste it in there, but it's kind of hiding in the background.
Yeah.
That alcohol
it's
kick.
not hot at all.
It's
but
not real hot,
it's
but
there.
you can feel it. You know, like, yeah, this has got some teeth. Yeah.
So the smoothness is there, and that's I think
Yeah.
one of the when Weyerbacher does produce one of their beers with higher alcohol, I think that's one of the reasons that they can. Let's call them, they can be dangerous or they can sneak up on you because they're super smooth, even though they've got a huge amount of alcohol in them. One of my personal favorites is our quadruple called Quad.
Yeah.
We happen to have it available this evening. That's 12.8%. When it's fresh, it burns.
Yeah.
And I happen to like that. However, if you age that for a little longer, that burn, it gets more subtle and the beer gets a lot smoother. So I think aging of craft beers is something that we've really embraced, over the past couple of years. So I think this one aged quite well, actually.
Yeah, definitely. This is delicious. I really like this.
It is good. I don't want to drink it too fast. I want to sip it. I want it to last.
It's funny because this is probably rivaling for my favorite beer of the night, the one we just had just before you sat
COB.
down.
Yeah.
The COP. Yeah. This is.
If I want one to
fantastic.
chug, it's COB. That you can drink a lot faster.
That you can.
My
This is
favorite
more of a
sipping
sipper,
beer.
but this is
Definitely.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't chug this one.
If you want your night to end early, then maybe chug it.
It's very
So-
it's very good. It's complex yet simple in a way. I like
It's
it a
delicious.
lot.
Yeah,
it's so good.
delicious.
And I think one of the things that, as a tour guide, one of the things that I try to promote during my tours is to try to get beer drinkers to appreciate the experience a little bit more. So I could see this beer where I would serve this after a holiday meal, and I would share one bottle between a few people, and I would put it in a large, fat globe wine glass, and kind of geek out a little bit. This is the kind of beer that when you smell it, the aroma. It's super strong. You get a good amount of the chocolate and the oranges and the aroma, and then you can make an experience out of it. It's a social thing, so then it transcends the actual beer itself and becomes something different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to sit in front of a fireplace.
Yeah. This
So
would be
how
good
is
for that.
the expansion going at Weyerbacher?
Well, right now it's mostly done.
Yeah.
It's as far as the ETA. They don't tell the tour guides what the ETA is. When we expanded and increased the size of the cellar, which was basically where we do all of our fermentation and all of our bottling, you guys probably saw that when you were there last.
Yep.
That's been cranking out a lot of beer. We've gotten a couple of large new fermentation tanks, so capacity is increasing dramatically. As soon as we finish the new brew house and get the new boil kettle and whatnot, that's really going to help the company out a lot. And incidentally, one of the questions that I get from our customers is, well, where are you going to move to next? Well, we're actually not going to move anywhere yet. We're going to try to make enough beer to serve the people that want it in our existing territory.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's one of the things that people are really surprised over. We're pretty expansive. We just can't get the beer out there fast enough.
Yeah.
So, and we really appreciate that. And all we can do is thank our customers for that. So,
Absolutely.
and you guys for supporting us. So thanks.
Yeah, definitely.
Happy to do it.
We love Weyerbacher.
Weyerbacher's definitely
Absolutely.
one of
We've
the
been-
best.
Yeah, we've been lucky enough to have connections with that brewery for quite some time, and just so proud that they're in Eastern Pennsylvania and pumping out these amazing beers, and truly showing craft beer lovers what Belgian beer, American style Belgian beers can be. And Sour Black to this day is still one of my favorite beers. Period.
I bought a whole case of that.
Yeah. I was looking in the back of the cooler when we were there, and I was trying to get Natalie to squeeze through.
To climb up over a grappling hook and
Just wouldn't happen. I'm like, I can see it. We just can't get to it.
That's called the no limit zone.
Yes.
We basically got stacks and stacks of pallets of beer that are delicious and amazing and a few years old, and none of us can touch it.
Nope.
And it's a shame because it's there. It's the holy grail. The shaft of light is shining on this stack.
You can look, but you can't touch.
Exactly.
Well, Greg, it was awesome to
Thank
meet you.
you.
Thank you for
Thank
stopping by. Now, you did allude to this was the first of the special beers tonight.
that perked my interest
Is there
too.
another one?
There will be another one. As a matter of fact, it's going to be in a half an hour at 8:45.
Yeah.
Great. We'll be stalking
So that'll
you.
be our second question mark beer, and I can certainly bring some of that over for you guys
Yes,
as well.
please.
We would would love
definitely.
that.
That'd be
So
fantastic.
awesome.
So
Thanks.
this is Greg part 1.
Greg part 1, yes.
So we'll be talking shortly.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll see you
thank
soon.
you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Greg.
So stepping up to the plate now is Seth from Springhouse. Seth, how you doing today?
Great, guys. How you doing?
Doing
Awesome.
great, and
Awesome.
thanks for letting me try on your hat before we started recording.
Absolutely.
I can only imagine I looked sexy.
Yeah,
Better than me, for sure.
We're going
Ah,
to
I
put those
doubt that.
pictures side by side and let our listeners decide.
yeah.
Right
This might
on.
be an internet poll.
There we go. Will this be the first ever Beer Busters poll?
No, we have it a long time ago.
With
On
the
our old
one that-
website.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
that.
yeah.
All right. This is the best. Anyway. So you brought to us the Pineapple Pale Ale you guys have, right? What was the name of it again?
The Robot Surf Factory.
The Robot Surf. So where did that name come from?
Deep within the wells of the very B-movie oriented mind of our master brewer and owner, Matt Kesey. I dig every single one of the names of the beers. They're just, they evoke kind of a frame of mind. Citra must be destroyed, and
Yes.
Martians
Kidnapped Santa. It's the Astounding She Monster. I love all the
Big
names of the
Gruesome.
beers, and the artwork.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The artwork
Yeah.
is amazing. Definitely. This is tasty.
It's
I
really
love-
tasty.
This is always, ever since, you've had this pretty much since the beginning, the Pineapple Pale Ale.
I think we started brewing it in like 2011.
Yes.
So the tap, we've been open since 2007 as a brewery. But the tap room opened in February of 2011, and I think it followed that summer.
Yes.
It's definitely one of our staple seasonals for sure.
It's delicious stuff.
It is very
So
good.
Very good.
speaking of the tap room in Lancaster, there's more Springhouse goodness coming to
But
Lancaster.
wait, there's more.
But wait.
Lots more.
I am super
Yeah.
excited about this.
As are we. Actually, last Thursday they closed on the new building that will house the brand new brewery and brew pub. It's about 3/4 of a mile south of the existing tap room, and
But
about
the existing tap room will stay open.
it'll remain open.
Okay.
The brewery, as we know it, in the barn next to the house
in Conestoga.
with the spring.
the spring.
Is going to cease operation, and we're going to basically triple our capacity.
Wow.
Everybody's super stoked about it. It'll completely disintegrate the bottleneck that is, trying to get Springhouse beer right now. So we're thrilled about that.
That is super fair. Now, you said brew pub. So are you going to include a kitchen and start making your own food on premise?
Yep, we make food at the tap room right now, but the new place will have a humongous kitchen. We've got over 27,000 square feet in the main building
Wow.
that we're dealing with that'll house the brewery and approximately 140 seats for a brew pub restaurant. Yeah, so we're excited for sure.
That's incredible.
It's awesome.
Now, you guys have always been known for making pretty creative beers. I mean, you had the peanut butter and jelly, the peanut
Little
butter
Gruesome,
chocolate,
yeah.
Little Gruesome, you have Big Gruesome,
Yep.
the pineapple pale ale that we're drinking, a mint chocolate stout,
Yep.
Whoa.
which
I'm
was
not sure how I feel about that because I'm not a fan of mint chocolate.
It's
I haven't
good, though.
tried that.
It's good.
Is
I
it?
am not the biggest fan of mint chocolate, but on people who love mint and chocolate love this beer. It's called
good.
Satan's Bake Sale.
That's
and,
right, Satan's
so it goes right in. We make some phenomenal stouts, and it's even if you don't like chocolate mint, it's one you have to have at least one of.
Good
Just to
try
try
it.
it.
Yeah, to try it. Yeah.
The eggnog stout we had last night.
I love that.
Amazing.
Martians
We've
Kidnapped
had that a few
Santa.
times
It's
now.
so
Put you
good.
right in that Christmas mood,
Oh,
right?
Absolutely.
definitely.
Garland
Absolutely.
and all. Yeah.
Are there any other new ideas being thrown around, new beers in the works? Or
There might be,
There
yeah.
might be. Oh, not ready to share
yeah.
yet? Not
Can or
ready?
cannot talk about.
Yeah, we've got some ideas as far as once the new brewery's up and running, and what we might do for some new can action. Right now, we can only our flagship beer, our Seven Gates Pale Ale. Look for something coming out early to mid next year with in can as well. That should keep it going. Yeah, right along the lines of Seven
I
Gates.
feel like we need to give him a couple pints of the Weyerbacher
And
bar.
loosen me
Yeah.
up.
We can get
So
it
he
out
can
of
tell
him.
us more secrets.
Yep.
We have ways of making you talk.
Yeah.
We'll just have to come and find out.
Yes,
We have
that's
to
true.
come to
Exactly.
the
Come
brewery.
see us.
Absolutely.
And well, the tap room, I love the space. It's in downtown Lancaster, right near the market. So you can kind of make a day of it. Park there, go to the market, get some beers, and a couple really great restaurants around too. So can you share where exactly in Lancaster is the new spot? I know you said 3/4 of a mile from the tasting room.
Yeah.
Can you give us some
It's
landmarks?
just off Prince Street. So if you're heading from basically Route 30, which is the main thoroughfare for
Right.
Lancaster County, you're going towards the tap room. You keep going past King Street. It's about another 6 blocks. Take a right, and we're right off of Prince Street. On Hazel Street, 209 Hazel Street.
Now, will there be a parking lot?
Absolutely.
Okay. This is a big thing.
Yep, we
It's
know.
important.
It's hard to get parking in downtown Lancaster, but this will have a large. It's a big parking spot. It's a parking lot. It's a large property. Plenty of parking. It's a destination. It really is going to be. Come here and see the brewery operating while you're eating, drinking. It's going to be a phenomenal space.
That's awesome. Now, do you have a projected opening?
We're hoping for spring of 2015.
Wow, that's pretty soon.
Yeah,
that is.
Yeah, we're psyched for sure.
Amazing.
Awesome.
I love.
Awesome.
We had a little. Like I said, we closed on Thursday of last week on the building. We had a little settling in party on
I was
Friday.
going to say, did you celebrate?
Yeah. There might have been some cases of 7 gates going down, but construction starting very soon. So hopefully next spring we're good to go.
So are you going to be using the same system from the Conestoga location? Are you upgrading while you're moving? Or?
It's going to be mostly new brew house. The main systems, we're sticking with the same manufacturer, JV Northwest, 20-barrel system. Right now we're on a 12-barrel system. We're going to be going to a 20-barrel system, mostly 40-barrel fermenters, a couple 80-barrel fermenters and brights, so we can do some double batches all day and then a couple quad batches over the course of a couple days. So we're going to be going from right around 2,500 barrels or 3,000 barrels up to 10,000 barrels, hopefully within the first year or two.
Yay.
Very nice.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. I am so excited. I think I had 3 or 4 friends on Facebook alone just that day the article was released, sharing it with me, sending it to me via text message, sharing it on Facebook. Like, did you see this? So there's definitely a lot of buzz in the area.
Yeah, we
and
dig
people
it.
are excited. We can't wait. Well, Seth, thank you so much for stopping
Thanks, guys.
by.
Thanks for being here,
We
man.
cannot wait for the future
Yeah,
Springhouse.
it's
Best
really
of luck
cool.
to you guys.
Thank you.
And we will have to stop by and record once
Yeah.
the new spot is
That
up
would be
and
awesome.
running.
Cheers,
I
guys.
love that.
Look
Cheers
forward
to
to
you.
seeing you in the future. Good talking to you.
Likewise. And
Thank you.
by then I'll have a matching hat.
Yep.
Awesome.
It's on closeout. Yeah, no. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Seth.
So here we are. We are with Sabrina. She is a server at Kutztown Tavern, which is home of Golden Avalanche Brewing Company. And, of course, Tom is at the table for
Tom
the third
found
time
a way
tonight.
to come back.
Tom
like,
just
listen,
wants to make sure I don't say anything.
No, I like
that's
to hear
incorrect.
the uncensored version.
You just want to be on more
I
than
was
Evil
expecting
Genius.
no. Oh, it's on with them.
It's on.
At the end of the night, we're all going to sit at the table. We're both going to be drunk, and you guys are just going to record.
That's what we do.
We're not leaving till 2 o'clock in the
We
morning.
record
then.
drunk people.
No. Yes.
That's okay, Tom. When you guys said you were coming here to do a podcast, I thought we would be over there for at least 2 hours. I was pleasantly surprised.
Well, when they record in our basement, it's
about 2
several
hours.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
When it's the Tom show. See, tonight
Yeah.
we have to spread
Really?
the love.
See, I thought Colin was always the talker.
Colin is the talker,
He's
but
the
I
He's
know
the
how
loud
to-
talker.
I know how to talk, and he likes talking better than I do.
He likes talking better, and you are better at talking.
Quality
Tom-
over quantity.
Tom is funnier.
Yeah.
Note to our listeners, Sabrina made a confused look after she said that. So, Sabrina, you're out here pouring Gabco beers today.
I
Have
am.
you worked any events before?
I have. We did a festival at the Philadelphia Zoo. I think it was in the summer at some time. Definitely more chaotic. Definitely not as many beer connoisseurs. More It seemed more like drunk college kids
Yeah,
than
like-
anything.
And there were monkeys.
And there were monkeys.
I thought you were just listening.
You knew that he would
Turn
talk.
his microphone off.
I should.
I know there were a lot of beer pretzels there. There are necklaces with the beer pretzels. I haven't
Yeah.
seen any of those here, but there's
Yeah.
also a delicious buffet. So
Yes,
Yeah,
there
you don't need
is.
to bring your own pretzels when they
Right,
have soft pretzels
right.
and macaroni and cheese.
Absolutely.
It's all good.
Food is
So did
delicious.
Colin give you a crash course before coming here so you knew all the specs
he
of all the
did.
beers?
He
and-
did.
Did any of it stick? I know
I was
listening
gonna
to
say,
Colin is...
we should
Nah,
probably
I
quiz
wanna-
you.
I
He's a
mean,
good guy.
he basically was like, people want to know what's new and people want to know like what's different. And I mean, we've had more people ask for our Onyx Cream Stout tonight than I've ever. I mean, in the 8 years I've been working at the tavern, had people ask for it. So and
It's
that's
the new and improved.
new,
Onyx Cream
new and
Stout.
improved. As I've heard, we've been changing some things slightly, but for the better. So.
So what's your favorite Gapco
If
beer?
Matt's listening, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I doubt that. He's not a beer drinker, but he supports. Colin's lucky. Our owner is not too much of a beer drinker, so Colin has a lot of creative room. So it's a good thing.
To brew what he wants. That's fantastic.
Right.
Ooh, the brain.
I have to say my favorite beer that it's not actually here tonight is the Donnerweiss. That's our unfiltered wheat beer.
Oh, yes.
I am a fan of wheats. There's not very many of those here. Ton of
Yeah,
IPAs.
it's not wheat season.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
And
always a ton of IPAs.
Ton of IPAs, which are not necessarily my thing. I do sport the hop hat, but I'm not too much into IPAs.
Somehow I think she looks cuter in the hop hat than you, Tom. I'm sorry.
I doubt that.
No.
Only a little.
No.
Only a little.
It's on. I think we should have some sort of contest.
There's been a lot of
This is another hat
activity
contest.
going on tonight.
I've also wore that hat for 2 hours. Tom says he's claimed he
I've
has
worn
worn it
that
longer.
hat a lot more than you.
No,
I've worn the hat in more states than you.
that's probably true. I've only worn it in the state
Oh.
of Pennsylvania. So
3
Colorado,
Pennsylvania,
in California.
California.
When were you in? I didn't even know about the California trip. I feel
That was
California.
connected
Left
to
out.
Colorado, right?
Yeah, I
Feel left out.
I had the hat,
Nope.
and
Steph,
I
California
continued
is not
on
connected.
to.
No, Colorado was. He went to
On my
Colorado
trip,
and then
it
he
was
went to
connected.
California. It was connected in his trip.
Is
Via
this
an
the trip
airplane.
where you were planning to stay in a van? Is that the same trip?
Yes. Yes. There,
Wait,
I'm out. I'm
Wait,
out.
what?
I can't sleep in a
Okay.
van with you and Colin. No,
are you
Colin-
sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. So when we were looking up hotel rooms and stuff like that, we went on. It was a website. God, I can't think of its names, but Airbnb.com.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And one of the places we were looking at, it was $35 a night, and the title was Uncle Van.
Oh, come on.
So it was probably like a mile and a half from the convention center, and it more or less was a van parked in this like hippie's backyard, saying it's just like, this is what we used to tour with our band in. It now has a queen size bed and a futon. We
Did it
call
have a spot for a kegerator?
we didn't get that far. But it's just like his name is Uncle Van. So that is Uncle Van.
Wow.
Wow.
That's scary.
What?
Wow.
Can I ask what your favorite beers were this evening?
This evening?
Yeah.
The Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia was up there.
Pretty friggin' awesome.
Which brewery is that?
I
That's
love.
Weyerbacher. It was their first special unveiling of the night.
Ah.
It's hard to say.
It
We've
really
had
is.
Some
It
really,
really is. The
really,
coffee,
Free Will COB, delicious.
COB was really
I love
good.
Purple Monkey dishwasher.
Oh, of course.
Ah,
Purple
the chocolate
Monkey.
peanut butter.
It's so good.
So
That was early. That feels like it was like yesterday.
It's
That was a long time ago we had that beer.
amazing. But there was still a lot of beer.
Amazing.
Are you guys saying that to rival me up with the evil genius?
But there's some more beers that we still have to try too.
that is true.
So
Oh, my favorite was the Gabco beer that we had this evening.
Ah, yes,
Which one
yes.
was that?
Belgian triple.
The Belgian
Delicious.
triple.
The Belgian triple.
Though
Not
it would have
the
tasted
cherry.
better with
Thank you for
habaneros.
I would like to say that the Belgian triple is dangerous in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a 9.7, right? Correct?
Yes.
does not drink like a 9.7.
No, it's very easy drinking for a 9.7.
Dangerous.
Panty dropper?
Dangerous.
It needs a name.
Oh, our pumpkin ale I tried to name Panty Dropper Pumpkin, but it
That's
was
not family
allowed.
friendly.
Oh, but
Oh, wait, the tavern has to be family
Chatty
friendly.
Monks has a Citra ass down something.
Citra is the name of a hop.
Yeah, but it's a Citra ass down. I don't think that's appropriate.
What other beers have you guys tried tonight?
I really like the Sly Fox Spiced Christmas Ale. That was delicious.
Oh, we haven't
I've
had
had that
any
one.
Sly Fox yet.
I'll deliver some to you.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, you're hired.
It was delicious.
She could be our Beer Busters intern.
There you go.
We
Hey,
can't
there
pay
you go.
you yet, so.
Yeah, we can't pay ourselves yet, so
Yes,
Rich will be happy that he doesn't have to do it all on his own.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Well, Sabrina,
Rich likes it.
thank you for stopping by.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm sure we will see you at the tavern.
Yes,
Thank you
will.
Thank you for putting
especially
up with Tom.
for being the first one to sign up for our newsletter
Yes.
tonight.
You're welcome.
Yay!
Very much appreciated.
Yeah, no problem.
And now you can listen to all the outtakes from Tom's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
There's some pretty bad ones.
I cannot
You will
wait.
look at him in a whole new light.
I don't know if that's possible. But
I'm pretty
knows.
well.
We'll give it a
I'm,
go.
no. I'm very well behaved at the tavern.
you are.
Oh,
You
at
are.
the tavern. I thought you were
At
going to
the
say
tavern.
I'm very
That's
well
your place
behaved.
of work. You
So for
kinda have
8
to
hours
be.
a day, you're a decent human being.
Right.
8 hours? Are you kidding? He's the assistant brewer. He's
Yeah.
there more than 8 hours.
16.
I'm not. No. I'm there probably like 20 hours a week. I'm a decent human being for about that.
That's all you can
The rest
stand.
of the time, I'm a bastard to humanity.
Can't keep it up for any longer than
Oh
that.
my
That's what
God.
she said.
That's what she said.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hashtag
you.
incognito windows.
Yeah. Jesus, no.
Oh, here we go again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Bye.
In the midst of the madness that is Brewphoria and the popularity that has struck some of the brewers' tables, we have a few beers that are here that the companies were kind enough to bring over to us so we could have some of their stuff since we are tucked away in our corner recording. And they weren't able to break away from their stance to come over and talk about it.
I'm scared of this.
So the one that Steph is scared of is the one that we've made reference to many times. It is.
I'm just gonna, I'm on the record before you even say it. I'm only taking one sip just for the untapped check.
You poured a lot more than one sip in your
I'm
tasting
not
glass.
drinking all this.
We'll
it's
finish
going
it.
to it's going to Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll finish it.
The
That's good.
one that we are, of course, talking about is Walker from Dock Street. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Walker, it is the one that was brewed with smoked goat brains in honor of The Walking Dead.
This was the pre-Sparge Brain Edition.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So, as mentioned a long time ago, Steph and I made reference to it in one of Wayne's games. It was Weird My Beer, and we wanted to throw our own little taste into it. But now we actually get to try the beer, and I'll admit, I'm scared a little bit.
I almost wish we were tasting this not knowing what it was.
I know, me too.
I have to admit.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Did you sip it already?
Yeah, it's a good beer.
Does it taste like goat brains?
How do you know what goat
I
brains
do
taste
not
like?
know what goat brains
Well,
taste
it's like if somebody says, "Oh, it tastes like shit." How do you know what shit tastes like?
Well, I've at least smelled. I have never smelled goat brains.
I took a sip. It's fine, but I'm not drinking anymore.
All right, I'm going to give it a shot. Here we go.
I do get the cranberry,
Yeah, a little bit.
the tartness from the cranberry.
It's a standard beer.
It's good.
I mean,
fine.
it's good. I don't want to make it sound like it's just mediocre. I mean,
It's got a little spice character to it.
I couldn't.
That I like.
If you would just hand it to me, I wouldn't say, "Oh, I get goat brains out of this."
I am starting
to turn into a zombie.
Feel smarter and developing the urge to eat non-nutritive food items.
Grass.
I don't know if that's related.
I mean, it's good.
Oh, yeah, it's a decent beer.
Yeah. I don't think.
I don't know. I don't know that the goat brains. I don't know if the goat brains add anything to it.
I don't know that it takes anything away either. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got a bit of smokiness, a bit of spice character, a little tartness in there. It's a decent beer. I don't think the goat brains are really necessary.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I'd be curious to know where they get their goat brains.
I would imagine they come from goats.
Well, who's their supplier?
I don't know.
Do you just, is there a goat brain market?
There is now.
All thanks to Walker by Dock Street Brewing Company. And the next one that we have is one we were really hoping to get him on the show. But
he hasn't been able to break away yet.
Yeah,
so.
I mean,
Pat from Neshaminy Creek dropped off 3 cans, 4 cans.
Yeah,
because I can't count. 4 cans.
They are slammed.
4 cans. This one, the shape of hops to come. We were given a pregame sample sniff of this beer from Seth.
Oh yeah,
from Springhouse. Shortly after he appeared on the podcast, he came walking by with some of this, and told us we had to smell it, and we did.
It smells very hoppy, but very, very good.
It smelled delicious.
There's been a lot of hype recently about this beer.
It's danky, resinous.
You're right.
Awesome.
Ooh. Neshaminy Creek has canned this. There is in a 16-ounce can. This is brewed with 5 hops: Apollo, Newport, Simcoe, Topaz, and Citra. That's why you love it, because Simcoe's in it.
Yes.
I love it. Their usual, very catchy, awesome artwork on the can, and it's really good.
It is delicious.
So many breweries are making amazing IPAs.
And you know, as much as IPAs are like kind of like the craft beer that everybody loves, even if they're not really into craft beer.
It's the moneymaker. It's what draws everybody in.
They catch some flack here and there as a style, but there really is a huge variety.
Yeah.
In IPAs, and there really is a pretty big spectrum of flavors.
Yeah, and there's so much that can really be done with it too. I mean, you get the ones that are just scream in your face hops, and you get the ones that they blend the different hops and different flavors so well and craft such a different flavor out of it. And I don't want to sound like I'm knocking the ones that are blasting in your face, hoppy and bitter.
Right.
There's a time and a place for those. But the more rounded the flavor, just proves that you can do so much more with it.
Yeah. And just showcasing the versatility of hops and all the different flavors.
Yeah, huge flavor profile
that they can bring, and not just the different varieties, but the way in which they're used, the additions, and when they're added, and things like that. And I kind of feel like I'm just like rambling or vamping.
I was going to say, and other beer words.
And other beer words.
Mouthfeel, tasting dank, hops, bitter, yeast.
So from hoppy to Christmassy, our friend Sabrina from Golden Avalanche,
our new
Kutztown Tavern, / our new intern, because she's awesome, and we can't pay her. But she just dropped off some Sly Fox Spiced Christmas Ale. I mean, it is just over a month away. We have to accept that.
Yeah, we do. And this beer is
Ooh, do you smell that?
This beer is a good way to accept it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
This is Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like a gingerbread cookie.
It's so good.
It tastes like Christmas. It's really good.
I wasn't expecting to enjoy it this much, I have to be honest.
Bottled Christmas.
My friend.
Christmas.
You have bottled Christmas. You are absolutely right. Delicious. So another tasty beer
Christmas
being served here at Brewphoria.
Bottle, yeah. So now we have the triumphant return of Greg from Weyerbacher.
Greg.
We've been waiting for this.
Hi again, guys.
Oh.
So, what do we have as the special release number 2?
Number 2.
So, special release number 2 is our. It's got a little bit of a backstory, actually. So, this beer is called Tango. And before we did our existing Brewers Select series with the Constellations, we did the Brewers Select series where we used the military alphabet.
That's right.
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie.
That's right.
So this is Tango from that Brewers Select series that we actually brought back.
Nice.
And I've been with the company for about 2.5 years, and in that time, and this is the first time I've seen it happen. So I'm not sure how often they bring back those reserve, those select select
like
breweries.
Sort of one-off, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is a Belgian strong ale that we brewed with cherries, and I get a lot of sugar, a lot of the Belgian sugar in there.
definitely a lot of yeast character.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and then
But the
those
tartness of the cherries then comes in and rescues you.
Exactly. And again, this does clock in above 10%, so we're up at 10.6 again.
Yeah.
Weyerbacher wants to get you drunk.
Yeah.
Not intentionally.
Not
it just
intentionally.
works out that way.
It just so happens those are the beers they do really well.
That's
they happen
right.
to be very high alcohol.
You don't got to
but-
drink all night. You just need one or two.
Exactly.
It'll be enough.
And the flavor lives up to the alcohol content with
Yeah, it
every
does.
Weyerbacher beer I've ever had, and this is no exception. This is delicious.
Well, I really like how they bring the festive type beers around the holiday season.
Yeah.
There are other beers that I really, really enjoy that also happen to be brewed with cherries right around this season, and I happen to think this is a little bit better than that other one with those small little gentlemen with the pointy hats.
Yes, those.
So-
Yes. Throw down.
Oh.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know.
I can't make that
I don't know
opinion
if I
until
can,
I
if
have
I can
this
bring
with
myself
chocolate.
to agree with you on that point, but this is a delicious beer.
Yeah,
I'll see.
Let's get some Hershey Special
We have to
Dark
get
up
some
in here.
Hershey's Chocolate Dark first.
Exactly.
Special dark.
Exactly.
It's so good.
But this is very good, and yeah, like you said, it's almost like the yeast character is wonderful, and it does start to overwhelm you. And just when you think you're going to drown in yeast, those cherries come in with their tartness and
It's
rescue
just a
you.
perfect style of beer for cherries. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And I actually get a little bit of the malt back there as well.
You do?
Yeah, I get it.
It's subtle, but I do get a little bit of the sugar, and there's even just a hint of maybe a little bit of molasses, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So,
yeah. And I
really-
think that malt character comes through a little more as you drink it more.
Yeah.
Well, as it warms up.
Yeah, and
so
also as it
the
warms
longer
up,
it takes you to drink it,
Wow.
the more it's going to
Okay.
warm up,
Sip,
and then
sip,
the
sip.
so then the
Correlation.
more you're going to get that
And
stuff.
it lingers, but just enough. Just enough that it sticks with the palate. That makes you want to drink more.
And then it asks you for that next sip.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's exactly the way it should go. So, guys, again, I just want to say thanks for letting us, get some words on
Absolutely.
here.
Thank
We
you.
really
Absolutely.
appreciate
Our
it.
listeners know how much we love Weyerbacher,
Yeah,
so we're just
definitely.
excited to meet another member of the
Yep,
Weyerbacher family.
exactly.
Well, we certainly appreciate the
drink more
support, and Brewphoria is just such an amazing event. The folks that hosted it are great to us, and obviously the customers that are here, we've been really overwhelmed by the turnout, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been a really fun night with a lot of good beer, and this is no
It's awesome.
exception.
And I think
Absolutely.
we mentioned it earlier, but you can tell when the Weyerbacher special is cracked
Yep.
open at
Everybody
Brewphoria,
funneled
'cause
back
you can
through.
see the crowd just making their way. And
That's right. That's right.
That's pretty awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
very cool.
awesome. Again, thank you very much.
Greg, no,
Yeah,
thank you.
Greg,
absolutely.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
So it's been a long, eventful, tasty night,
Absolutely.
Very tasty.
but sadly, all good things must come to an end. And this is the end
There's
of
always the
Brewphoria
after
12. What?
After party.
There's an after party?
There's always an after party.
No, there's not.
You just need to find
This
it.
is the end of our work for the evening.
Yeah.
You need to
This is the
follow
end of us
me,
being
and I will
recorded.
show you to the after party.
I gotta drive back to Philly tonight.
No, you don't.
No, I do. I have to work at 8:30 in the morning till 6 tomorrow. That's not fun. Yeah. You'd think
10-hour
I
day?
sold beer or something. Well, if you couldn't tell, the extra two voices you were hearing that are not myself, Steph or Wayne, are, of course, Luke and Tom, who,
Of course.
Hi, Tom.
of course,
Hi, Luke. Of course.
who found their way back in to help us close out the podcast for the night.
And to battle each other to be on the outside.
Yeah, Tom's got
We're,
this.
we're going to pick up chicks, so it's low self-esteem after
You have to listen to the outtakes to get that.
Yeah, sign up for our newsletter to hear the rest of this debacle of a closure.
BeerBustersPodcast.com. The best part is, all that's going to be there is a bleep.
That's fine.
You have a lot of work ahead of you, Dan.
Yeah, I know. God damn it. Well, it really hurts to say this because it's been so much fun, but this is the end of another episode of Beer Busters Podcast. And it was the great Ben Franklin who said, "In wine there is wisdom, in beer there is freedom, in water there is bacteria." And we've had a lot of freedom tonight.
That idiot also flew a kite that got struck by lightning.
That's true, but without that
Yeah,
idiot flying that kite, we wouldn't have our iPhones.
True.
Yep. Well,
Steve Jobs.
dude, different conversation altogether.
Just throwing that out
Before you say anything else, your mic is off. So
Oh, you're the first person that the mic's been.
I know. Oh, now I have to vamp for another couple seconds because Tom threw me off and the music just ended.
Now
So
we've
now I
got
have
to
to start
restart.
over again. You have this way of making me have to replay the music, and you'd think it's cute and funny, but fuck you.
Wow.
Beep.
Unfortunately, my friend.
Unfortunately, this... I know your mic isn't working. Unfortunately, this is the actual end of this episode of Beer Busters Podcast. We were on location at Canal Street Restaurant and Pub for Brewphoria 12. Look forward to Brewphoria 13 next year. As always, I am Dan Baker, joined by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hefner.
and our from entertainer,
Way bigger.
who got pushed to another mic because Tom said so.
That's right.
Well, until next time, my friends, we bid you adieu.
Rage quit.